Okay, we're getting started on time today. It is 7 o'clock. I am live, live, live. Let me make sure. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's make this public. All right, we are live. We are live. Let's get ready to get started on today. We're getting started on time, and it's 7:01. Y'all come on in. Let's get this thing started. I'm so ready. Get started on today. We're getting started on time, and it's 7:01. Y'all come on in. Let's get this thing started. I'm so ready. Let's bring the people on in. What's going on? My girl then came on in on tonight. How you doing? I'm waiting on some more people to come on in so we can get started on today. So we can talk about some things we got to talk about. We got some hot topics tonight we need to talk about. What you been up to? I hadn't seen you in a minute. I need you to get these feet and nails done for the summer, for the springtime, so I can wear these sandals. Let me know where you at. Post in here so I know where you at. So my folks will know you do these nails and feet. Yes, it's been a hot minute. It has. Okay, y'all, come on in, y'all. We trying to get started. We're gonna give them a few minutes to come on in. If you're on YouTube, let me know. Hit me up. If you want to call in at 901-643-0700. Yeah, y'all come on in. Come on, because we finna get started. Once I get started, they're going to be saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to wait for a few people come on in so we could get started. Y'all come on. Let's get started. We're just going to wait on a couple of more people to come on in so we could get started. And I normally come on a little later, so we trying to go ahead and get started. Y'all come on now. Give the people a few minutes to get in. It ain't gonna take but a few minutes. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna start talking in a few minutes. We're gonna start talking about it. Because I want to have enough time on tonight to cover everything. hmm So I'm gonna highlight this again and see if the people come on in. Because I know they're strolling Facebook. And see where we get to come on in tonight. How about that? hmm Let's highlight it again. All right, come on. Derek Rogers, what's going on, my brother? I'm gonna need you to come and sit on this couch one evening. All right, we ready to get started? I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I can't wait on the people. The people, they strolling in late, so we're gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get started, and they can tune in. So we're gonna first start about we're gonna start talking about relationships. For starters, we're gonna talk about relationships. So my first topic is in a relationship, our grandparents were able to forgive and keep secrets. What is the difference in nowadays? What is the difference in nowadays? Y'all come on, talk to me. Tell me what y'all think. I'm gonna read it again. In a relationship, our grandparents, I ain't say our parents, I say our grandparents, was able to forgive and keep secrets. What is the difference in nowadays? Because there's a lot went on when my grandparents and other grandparents, other people grandparents, not parents, I said grandparents. The reason why I say that is because they kept a whole lot of secrets and they also forgave. They forgave their spouse, they forgave their husbands, they forgave and they kept going. They and we never knew none of the things that were going on in their home or what they had going on. So, and nowadays, what's the difference? Why can't we forgive and move on or move forward? And nowadays, why can't we? What's the difference? What are we up against that our grandparents wasn't up against? For starters, I'm gonna say they were. Hey, now, Sean, come on in now. I'm gonna say for starters, they didn't have nobody but self, and they didn't have social media. I'm gonna say that. Now we have more resources to find out things, to see things, and we're more clear on things. But they were able to keep it within their household or their immediate family or whatever they had going on within their relationship or in their marriage. So I'm trying to figure out what's the difference now. Why can't we stay married? Why can't we stay in a relationship? Why can't we have longevity like our grandparents? How they get to stay together 60 and 50, 70 years. How they get to stay together that long. What is the difference? Why now marriages only stay together 5 years and is it? So what is the difference? How were they able to forgive and to move on? They had kids out of wedlock. They had other families in different cities. They had affairs in the church. They had different stuff going on. But how was the family able to stay together? What made them bond and stay together? And no one never knew until death or something like that. When something happened major in the family, that's when we mostly found out. Hey, cousin, what's going on, Danita? Hey, Mel, what's going on? So I'm trying to figure out, y'all. Y'all help me figure out what's going on. If you want to call in, 901-643-0700. If you want to just tell me what you think. Okay, people enter a marriage with a plan B. But then it was not an option. They were really into to win. Okay, let's just deal with the cheating. They just dealt with the cheating. Well, I'm trying to see how did they just deal with it? Why was it okay? How did they just deal with it? Well, it was always said it was. Now, I had a conversation yesterday. It was said that back then the man was the breadwinner and the wife was the homemaker. So she was to stay home and take care of the kids at home. So she really didn't have a voice. The number, Sean, is 901-643-0700. Yeah, so that's what was said to me on yesterday. I talked to someone that was older. They told me that the man was the breadwinner. He paid all the bills, and the woman would remain quiet. And she took whatever was given because she wasn't to go out and get a job or whatever or however. So that's what I'm trying to see, y'all. So y'all come on, talk to me. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How you?
Hello. I'm great.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So listen,
Okay.
there's so many angles and twists and turns because that is a very broad question.
Yes.
However, I'm going to try to sum mine up as best I can.
Okay.
So my grandparents were together until they died. So we're saying over 60 years, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, grandparents or parents back in the day knew what they were dealing with, or was what I want to say. They were able to face any challenges, any obstacles that they may have faced. They, like I said in the comments, they were just in it to win it.
Right.
It wasn't no separating. It wasn't no I'm finna go to parents' house to cool off for 3 days and I'm coming back.
Okay.
So they, they were just in it to win it per se. Now, with that being said, there still were issues. I'm sure, because at my grandparents' 50th year anniversary, all of the children wanted them to remarry and recite their vows. My grandmother said, I'm not marrying him twice.
So
So they never divorced.
Right.
But she didn't want to marry him again.
She didn't want to. Okay, she wasn't going to deal with it.
As a teenager, that just lets me know that there were issues.
Right.
There
Okay.
were challenges. I'm sure there was a lot of things. Maybe unforgiveness was a part of it as well.
Right.
However, she was with him, but she did not recite those vows again at their 50th year anniversary.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So did they sleep in separate rooms, or did they still remain in the same room?
For a long time, they did sleep in the same rooms, but when both of them, I guess, started getting ill, where one of them had other issues, one would snore louder or machines or whatever was going on, like for a breathing machine.
Okay.
And stuff, so they did sleep in separate rooms.
Because there was another question that was opposed to me. Older people will stay together. They will remain together, but they will go into separate rooms. But I never knew why they went into separate rooms. Giving each other space. Okay.
My great aunt and uncle did that. They stayed married for years, but at a certain point in their marriage, they just went to other rooms. They got along great. They just slept in other rooms.
Yeah, my great grandmother and grandfather, they slept in separate rooms, and I never knew why. It's just
part of giving yourself space and not leaving or breaking the marriage or the relationship. So that's what you do. Go in your corner, and I'll go in mine.
Okay.
They were still married though.
They were still married. They were still in. They still had a union. She still cooked for them. She still ate with them and stuff like that. So okay. So I could see that. But yeah, so like I was saying, also I was the man was the breadwinner and the woman was the homemaker. So she was there to take care of the kids as well as do everything that the household needed to be done. She grocery shopped. She did everything else. So it was said that was one of the reasons they stayed there as well, because they was taken care of. And I hate to believe that, but in some cases, she didn't know what else to do but to take care of the home. So
you got to remember that baby so early in life.
Right.
So it's like some of them were parents at 13 and 14.
Right.
So if you got a man that's going to stick with you during this early stage of pregnancy and this early part of my life being a teenager, and someone's going to care for me and do everything I need them to do, all I got to do is stay home and raise this baby. Out of fear, for one, they probably say, because what else am I going to do? Especially if your old churchy grandmama said you can't stay here with this baby, so you gotta go.
Okay.
So I think it was just a matter of how the trades are turning and what cards you're dealt depends on how you play the game.
Okay. So that played a part in it too. So because now it's like I make my own money and I'm not staying and I'm not dealing with it.
And that's what we're facing nowadays.
That's what we're facing nowadays. So that's why we only have 5 years.
It's that long. I talked to a man just this weekend, he said he was a photographer at an event that I bartended at. So he said I've had people where I did the photos at the wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and when I called them to let them know the pictures are ready, they're already separated.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
So that's like within a matter of the first week of your marriage. You know,
Right.
either somebody lied or something happened a weekend.
Right.
Something definitely was uncovered within that week.
Yes.
But as I said earlier, I think we go into marriages with a plan B. If you go in with a plan B, A ain't gonna work.
Right.
It's not gonna work. So I just feel like, we need to go in. I'm 49, so it's like this. I ever get married again,
Mm-hmm.
all cards are on the table. At this point, it's not really so much about love. You're finding somebody you 85% can get along with, and the rest of it that you can find somebody who's trustworthy, who's going to display this loyalty to you, and that you can build upon. You're not looking at nobody fall in love with at 50.
Yeah.
I understand now when they say, I listen differently at conversations.
Right.
So when someone says, I love you now more than the first day I met you, that's because love is learning. They liked you enough to marry you, but love didn't come until you start learning the person.
Right. Okay. Well, that's understandable. I can understand that. And my thing is also we have to learn to accept. A lot of times we're not willing to accept because we feel that we have so much and we're not willing to give.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
That too, right. I agree. But another part of that too is we have to allow room for human error because no one's perfect.
And that's when we ready to go. We ready to go then when the first hiccup come, we ready to run. You get what I'm saying? The first hiccup comes, no, he forgot. He didn't do such and such. And you ready to go because you feel like you got your own and you ready to jump ship.
Right.
And you're not willing to work through it or even talk about it because you just made your mind is already made up. So that's a lot of things that is going on. And social media don't help situation.
At all.
Social media don't help situations. It's because you see so much and you expect more than what you can be offered. Because my thing is if you go into a relationship and you know he didn't have nothing in the beginning, he ain't gonna have nothing just because y'all got married. You get what I'm saying? So if he wasn't paying your bills before you got married, he ain't gonna pay them when you get married.
Those work ethics and all that kind of stuff.
It's not gonna change. He ain't gonna get no job cause right.
He ain't gonna gain at the altar. You got to already be doing it.
He got to be already doing it. If he ain't get no job, before y'all got married. He ain't gonna have now when y'all get married. He ain't getting there. And he was a hustler. He hustled you when he was married. Before y'all got married, he gonna continue to hustle you during the marriage. So my whole thing is,
you're just gonna be in a marriage that you have the same last name, and it's illegal for him to be a hustler with the same last name.
That's so true. You know what I'm saying? But we sit here and we don't look at that. We look at he looked good, she looked good, and we don't look at the whole picture. We don't look at what is to come of this. Is this someone I could spend the rest of my life with? Is this someone that I could wake up to every morning? Is this someone that I'm willing to give my all to? You understand what I'm saying? If they fall, I'm going to be the one to catch them and be able to support them. Because it's two instances that I really want to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put it out there. Friend of mine, she got married, and I was at the rehearsal dinner, and the drunk cousin of the groom, was talking about he gonna do this shit again. You say again. So I'm sitting there. This is my friend. You say again, but this is supposed to be his first time. So this is where the stuff come in. You know. Here go the stuff. So, as me being a friend, I got to go tell it. Now, look. Now, I know you told me, and I did tell it, and I'm going to be honest with you. I told it. Now, you told me that this was y'all first time. I know this your first time, but this is not his first time because He sit at the table with me, the mama of the groom, and a couple of more folks. And the mama of the groom didn't say nothing, but she was in there when this man said this was his first marriage. So we gonna take this lie, and y'all gonna let my friend get married with this lie. You get what I'm saying? But I couldn't let her.
My question now is, what was he hiding? If he said
Right. And that was my whole thing. That's why I had to tell her, this is not his first marriage. That drunk man over there, which is his cousin, just said it. So she pulled him, me, and the mama to the side and said it in front of them. And they still sit there and lied.
I pulled the drunk cousin because he said it.
You ain't have to, because I heard it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna lie to her. You know what I'm saying? She pulled me, and I told her, I heard it. And he said it. And she sit there and she lied too. And you know what? They ain't together right today because of these lies. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Because of a lie. And then once you start telling that lie, you got to keep on telling.
Then you start forgetting, so just don't lie.
Yep. So then, another one. I mean, it's just keep coming, you know. So they just keep coming. So we had to go ahead and get rid of that. That was, you know, non and void. But we had to move on.
I'm glad you were a good friend because I would have done the exact same thing.
I had to. It wasn't no other way. I couldn't, because it was bothering me that you sit here and you done told this girl this is her first marriage. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do that. You don't do people like that. And I don't think she would have loved you no different if you would have told her the truth.
That's right. Normally we're in it. Normally we are in it to win.
Right. Right. So, you know, that's just some of the, you know, stuff that people have to deal with in nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You have to deal with this type of stuff and baby mama drama and all that, and you lying and saying you ain't got no babies and babies coming up, you know. So it's a whole lot that goes on, you know, for people to stomach. Yeah, it's a whole lot to deal with. Yeah.
I want to be the colleague. I don't want to take all your time up on your show, but that was a conversation.
Yeah, it's a whole lot to deal with. I really appreciate it that you called in.
Well, I'm tuning in and listening a little further.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, y'all. We got to talk about it. We're going to continue to keep talking. So, anybody else? Okay, exactly. These guys want us to pay half. They stay being in the streets. Oh, so that's another thing, huh? So how does that work? Miss Beautiful Williams. So you said that, where the half part come in? When did that start? When did the half part come in? Y'all come on, let's talk about it. When did half come in? When did the women start paying half on the bills? When they start making more, or what happened? Y'all come on. What's going on, Mario? What happened, y'all? The number again is 901-643-0700. Shaw says she's not paying half. Where the half come in, y'all? Where you start paying half? When do the women start paying half on the bills? When did that come to play? Are you willing to say I'm going to pay half, or do it just you just know it and you're gonna pay half? How does that work? When did the man stop being the breadwinner and stop paying the bills? What happened? Where do we go? How do we go from there? Come on, y'all. Nobody saying nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna say the question again. In a relationship, our grandparents was able to forgive and keep secrets. What is the difference in nowadays? Come on, y'all. Y'all not talking to me. I pay my mortgage and I'll take care of the household responsibilities. He pay mortgage. He pay mortgage, and I take care of it. And that's right, Sean. And I agree with that. You pay the mortgage, and he take care of the household. You take care of the household responsibilities. That's the way it's always been. The women I know have always take care of the household, buying grocery and different stuff like that, toiletries and different stuff like that. Maybe a light bill here and there, or maybe they own car insurance or something like that. But I've known the man has always been the breadwinner to take care of the responsibility. So at this point, I'm trying to see where half come in. Miss Williams, where do half come in at? Nurse Dana, where half come in at? Come on, talk to me. Danita, where half come in at? Y'all ain't talking. Nobody saying. Come on, cousin, talk to me. Nobody saying nothing. All right, we're going to move on. We got to move on. Everybody scared to talk about this half. We can't talk about the half. All right, we're going to move on. Okay, in a friendship group, are you able to remain neutral or do you take sides? How does that work, y'all? In a friendship group, are you able to remain neutral or do you take sides? I am for what's right. We starting to sell it and help his sorry butt out. My whole thing is, if he don't have, you don't give. My whole thing is, if he falls short, you are a helpmate when he falls short. But a man, if he see he's falling short, Sean, if he see he's falling help, he needs to go get a second job. Because my whole thing is, if I see that I cannot, Caleb, what's going on? He need to go get a second job. Ain't no man should be sitting at home and his wife working two jobs. I don't ever like to see a woman have to work extra hard and the man working one job. Why in the world would you have to work two jobs and your man working one? That just don't seem right. I wouldn't dare. It wouldn't have happened. I don't understand why you're working two jobs and he's working one job. That don't even sound right. He could come home and relax or wash his car and you going to your second job. But it's happening. It's happening every day. I don't get it. I'm not getting it, y'all. It's happening. But, that's the new age. That's the new age, y'all. We got to figure it out. So in a friendship group, are you able to remain neutral or do you take sides? What's going on, Julius? Come on, y'all, talk to me. If you want to call in, 901-643-0700. The number again is 901-643-0700. Mashawn, what's going on? You ain't talking to me, Mashawn. What's up? Y'all ain't talking to me. What's going on? So I'm not going to say I'm going to remain neutral, but I'm not going to take sides. I'm for what is right in the friendship group. See something, say something. I'm with you on that one. My momentum is the same. If you see something, say something. Because my whole thing is, if we're going to all remain friends, we're going to have to say something. Because you shouldn't have to be scared or not say anything because you scared to say something or you taking sides. Because when you don't say something, that's just like you taking sides. If somebody's doing something out the way, that means you're taking sides, right? I feel that means you're taking sides. So I feel that you should really say something. I'm with you, Sean. You should say something. Yo, I'm with you on that. See something, say something. Because my whole thing is, if you have a problem with somebody in the group, let's address it all together. If we can address it all together, we okay with it. Yeah. Yeah, we should be okay. You should understand and be okay if we can all address the problem so we can move forward. If we can't address it, then we can't move forward. We're not going to be able to move forward because sometimes it gets really ugly and you don't want to move forward. So before I get to that point, go ahead and address it. So with that being said, we got to. So y'all, I guess y'all don't want to talk about that. We're going to go ahead and talk about this local news, which is this all these shootings and stuff, and this Orange Mountain block party. What do y'all have to say about this block party? I have a whole lot to say about it, and I'm so I have to think before I say something because I want to know who allow their kids to go to a place that you don't know anything about because it wasn't televised. It wasn't. You didn't see a flyer. You didn't see anybody that was hosting it. But you allow your kids to go to this block party or to anything like that. So how do we get to this point where we just allowing our kids to go wherever they want to go? I'm with you, Nurse Danny. It's a no for me to the block parties because my whole thing is it was unauthorized. How can you allow? Why you don't get a flyer? You don't see it's being host. It don't cost nothing. Y'all just going. So that means nobody's being searched. Nobody's being nothing. We just all a bunch of niggas that's showing up at a park and we just around there. Kids are being parents these days. You're right, Sean. They are being parents. And it's so unfortunately that the 17-year-old got shot as well as but then you look at the 17-year-old, he was sitting there holding two guns. He had a machine gun in his hand as well as a 9 on his hip. So I'm trying to see why are we kids and we seeing, no, just people, period. It's grown folk out there, y'all. So I want to know how grown people see people in Kuwait over there in Orange Mountain, because there was Kuwait over there when they holding guns up in the park. They holding guns, AK-47s and different. They holding army ammunition up. How you gonna hold army ammunition up in a park and I'm gonna stay there and see what it's gonna be? I don't want to carry no bullet home. So first of all, when I seen that, I would have been leaving. So I'm trying to see why some of the grown people that's supposed to have it all up here didn't lead a party till they had to start shooting for you to run out the block party. I'm not getting it. And I'm still not getting it, y'all. And some kids. So is it okay? Is this the normal that we go to a party and they got AK-47s at the party or at the wherever we going? Is that the new normal? Are we supposed to go places where they holding this kind of artillery at like we in Kuwait or walking down the street over there where they having wars at. I don't understand it. We can't go down the street. We can't go to a park. And first of all, we should have known it was unauthorized when they on the basketball court where the people done paid thousands of dollars to put the basketball court out there, and they done messed the whole basketball court up. And we done made world news. We done made world news over here in Orange Mound at the Block Pod. So they having a Block Pod and a car show where the cars were stolen. Come on, y'all, make this make sense. Please make it make sense. So we done stole some 4 cars and we having a car show with their cars. And I'm just so, it's sad, y'all. It's really sad about our black kids that we can't. Now, you know, when I was a kid, my neighbor next door and across the street could tell me, you know you don't need to be doing that. Your mama gonna get you. And I'm gonna tell her. You can't do that now. You might get shot because you telling a kid that you know you aren't supposed to be doing that. So we got to take our children back from the streets. Kayla, how? Kayla, how we take them back? How we get these kids back? First of all, we got to take the parents back. We got to take them back. Well, can we get the parents back first? Can we get the parents to start parenting? We got to get the parents back first. We got to make them parent. We need to get them. We need a class for them to know how to parent. Because we ain't doing that. Notorian, what's going on? We got to. I'm trying to figure it out, y'all. We talking about we need to take our kids back. How we gonna take them back? We can't take them back and they their own parent. Hell, that parent was at the block party with them. What's going on, Notorian? So I'm really trying to figure it out. That's a good statement. It sounds good. We need to take our kids back from the street. How can we take them back? Kayla, come on, give me an answer about that. How we take them back from the street? We gotta take the parents back from the street first, and we can get them out the clubs and the bottles from their mouth. We could probably can have something going on. I'm sorry, y'all. Just the same way, I'm gonna go speak on it. Like the young men, 17 to 18-year-old, shot at the police, and they said, the man got on TV and said his son wouldn't do that. He wouldn't shoot at the police because that was a what did he say? That was a suicide mission. He wouldn't shoot at the police. He knew his son wouldn't do it, so he wanted to see the footage. But he's sitting there with the guns and everything. I'm trying to see how, what's the difference? Well, he went to jail for the same thing. He was sitting in a stolen car. I'm trying to see how he wouldn't do it. But okay. I guess when the footage come out, we'll know if he shot back at him or how did that work. We're gonna see. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know. I'm just telling you what the dad said, and the mom said she didn't want to talk to him because they killed her son. But I'm not understanding how that happened. I'm just not understanding. So it happened. How did we get to that point? Because first of all, like you said, Caleb, we need to take our kids back. First of all, Daddy, why was your kid outside at 2:00 in the morning? we got to parent. We got to learn to parent because my kids would be at home. Man's gonna be at home, or they're calling me and telling me I'm on my way home. I should have been home. Where you at? That's my call. Or I'm checking the phone to see their location to make sure that they en route to get home. So my whole thing is I'm wondering how do we how do we do this? How do we sit here and allow our kids to? Because first of all, you ain't coming in my house to wake me up after 2:00 in the morning. You're not coming in my house. You're not coming in. I got to work in the morning, so you're not coming through my house. So y'all, how do we do this? Y'all not talking to me because I'm trying to figure out how do we parent? How do we take our kids back from the streets? Now that's what was the statement. Come on, y'all, talk to me now. Y'all tell me how we take our kids back from the streets. What is the solution? Tell me what will be a solution for us to take our kids back from the streets. When y'all seen last week, the little boy was fighting the teacher at the school because he trying to keep him from fighting someone else, and the teacher then lost his job. So y'all tell me how we take these kids back. How did this work? What's up, Nicole? So the kids have so many rights and they got so many rights when the parents have none. So how can we parent our kids? Y'all tell me how. The parents are really stuck. You can't whoop them. You can't discipline them. You tell them you're taking phones from them. What do you do? What can you do to parent? Beat their ass. Notorious said beat their ass. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna beat their ass. But in the same token, they tell you can't whoop them. You can't do this. You can't do that. But also, it's going to God and heaven host and angels start being the parents. That's your grandparents were to use. I'm with you, Notorious, who can't, but I'm just saying it's now the kids they want to fight the parents back because even at Tresford, I think that was Tresford, where the little boy got to fighting with the teacher. He bruised up to the teacher and got in front of the teacher, and the teacher in trouble. So how do we do? You right, Nicole. I wish you right. You wish you had the answer to that, and the parents don't have any rights because guess what? The child go to school and have any scratch or anything on them, they call the Department of Children's Service on you, and there you go. You in trouble again. Promote uncover switching. Find a jail parent. Find a jail. Enforce National Guard. Okay, that's what somebody said on the news yesterday. They need to call the National Guards in. Nicole, holding the parents accountable. When you hold them accountable, what is that going to do? How do you hold a parent accountable for a child that's unruly, that's already out in the streets? How can you pull that child back into the home? And you're right, Notorious. You do need more fathers in the homes. You need more men that's going to be stand-up men and going to take back their boys. That's going to be, and it's some girls too. It's some girls because you could tell the kids now. You could walk down the hall. Y'all, come on, let's get to class. You gonna get cussed out just for telling the kids to go to class. So you getting cussed out Who the fuck you talking to? What? Who? What? Yeah, I mean, you getting all of that. Put the parents in jail. There. Okay, so when we put the parents in jail, what we doing with them little kids? What we gonna do with them? What we do? You're right. Parents can't be there 24/7. But then when they do come, they come to get the phone back that you done took because the child was being disruptive in the classroom. So take them back to church. Notorious. If we take them back to church, if you go to the church, everybody got a phone. They got their phone in their hand. So what we gonna do about that? And you know what, Danny, I'm with you. Put them in the same cell. We got to figure something out, y'all. Because first of all, and it, y'all, when you go to church, I'm telling y'all, they on Instagram, they on Facebook, they on Snapchat, they doing TikToks in the hallway. Well, what are y'all? What? If the parents ain't taking the phones at churches, it still ain't gonna be. It still ain't gonna do no good. That's right. You and yours at church every Sunday. That's. I mean, I wish we can get some more of them to go to church. Hell, you can't get the parents to go to church. Okay, and y'all children church, no electronics. How many of y'all get them in there? Cause guess what? I'm telling y'all, if y'all go to some of these church, they just like this. They head down just like this in church. And people, I done seen people on Facebook. If you stroll Facebook, you'll see the kids in church on their phones in church. While church going on, they ain't heard nothing because they on their phone with their earphones in their ears. So we got to where we at, y'all? What do we do? Come on, y'all. Tell us what we do. Well, cause we okay. It was supposed to bring the National Guard in. When we bring the National Guard in, what we go from there? What we do? What's up, Chris? What we do? What they gonna do when they bring the National Guard in? When they come in and shoot these 4 kids, is we gonna have what's the man named Crump? We're gonna have Crump to come in, and we're gonna have what's the other one name? What's the other man name that come? Every time a kid get killed or the police then kill somebody, they come showing up. Crump coming, and then you got somebody else coming. Well, I can't think. Al Sharpner. You got Al Sharpner show up. So I mean, so when the National Guard do it, so it's gonna be on the national level. What we do then? Jazz, what's going on? Aaron, what's going on? Come on, y'all, tell me what we're gonna do about this. Attorney Crump, yes, that's who I'm talking about. You got and Al Sharpner to come and do the funeral. You got don't forget Al come and do the funeral now. So what we gonna do then? Cause they gonna shoot them. They gonna have to shoot them. They got heavy artillery. So what do we do? What'd you say when the French roller said? Right. Nerd Dan, come on in. Come on, talk to me. What's going on?
Man, we doing good. We up in Atlanta, Newland, Georgia. Hey, but look, I was gonna call to give you my perspective on the National Guard because we actually had to sit in one time in a state, in a city during Hurricane Katrina. My National Guard unit had to watch it. Now, what we do when you call in the National Guard, because there was a lot of looting going on.
Okay.
We had to rove around the neighborhoods in our vehicles. We had to be at the stoplights and everything on every street, and they had a curfew. Curfew was at 8:00. The people that's coming out had to. We was allowed to stop them, and they had to prove to us that they belonged in that area. to make sure they wasn't going to any car, anybody else's property, and they had to make sure they had a reason to be out. If not, we made a detaining center out of a gym, old gym, and that's where we took people to. Now that's the part on the National Guard. Now I had actually submitted a plan to the city myself, and I called it the security blanket of the city. And in that plan, it involved getting a whole lot of teams together to start at certain areas of the city. And they actually called me back. I may have told you about that. They actually called me back the next day and thanked me for what I said. And it was to start at certain parts of the city. And you have clerks or whatever evaluate, let you know what homes have been causing the most trouble, what children have been causing the most trouble, and you start with those homes first. You go in, you investigate what's going on. You if they're doing wrong in there, you do whatever you can to stop that right there. If they have needs in that home, not just locking them up. If they have needs in that home that's lacking, then we're supposed to try to make those needs happen as quick as we can. And other than that, man, I don't know what else we can really do to try to get.
And that's a good plan, but in the same, I'm trying to see what the other people want the National Guard to come in and do, because my whole thing is, Katrina needed them.
What you saying about that?
Katrina needed them, you know, and Katrina, they needed them because they were looting and taking stuff and stuff like that. This not Katrina, this Kuwait. So what do we do here? I mean, it's a war zone.
Yeah, it's a war zone.
So we got a whole war zone going on. So it's a whole different ballpark from Katrina. You get what I'm saying? So we got young men that's 17, 18 shooting at the police.
Exactly.
So that's totally different from Katrina. How do we what do we do on that situation?
If we do that now, what I would do is, let's say we're going to say, because this is what it's turned out to be in the streets. Turned out the street, this has turned out to be a war zone. That's basically what we got. Like you said, when you have people with guns at gas stations dancing with...
that's what I'm talking about. They at the gas station, in the park.
It's like a war zone.
Right.
So now, of course, with the war, first of all, as the military trained ones the way we were trained a little bit better than the police officers to deal with certain ones. And also, we have certain steps that we can take. Certain steps that we can take, like rules of engagement.
Okay.
Now we're governed by those rules of engagement. And one thing I like that the military does that I notice the police do not do a lot of. We are responsible for every single round that comes out of our weapon. If we do something in the military, if we kill someone that was not supposed to be killed in the military, we are being prosecuted.
Okay.
We're being prosecuted. So as soldiers, we were disciplined more to take out only the targets we're really aimed at taking out. Now, I can't say that sometimes we don't hit what we don't supposed to hit.
Right.
But we are held under such punishment restraints that we be a lot more careful.
Right.
I feel that police officers in the street. Most police officers know whatever they do, they can pretty much say they fear for their life and they get away with it.
Right.
That doesn't work for us. Most soldiers are not allowed to say, even though we be in places, and a lot of people in America don't really realize that when a soldier died, most people think, oh, another soldier died. See, because we're supposed to, that's our job.
Right.
Police officer die, all of a sudden the city is mourning and shut down.
Right.
But most soldiers know that we can't do anything wrong because we do have the UCMJ military justice that will lock us up. It will lock us up.
Right.
It'll take us away. So being that it's a war zone and we have certain tactics, how we can approach a person and try to get the weapon away from them, that's all I can think. Because a lot of times the police officers have handguns, like you said the other day, handguns compared to rifles.
Right. So my whole thing is, and then I hear people on the news, where were the police? What the fuck you want them to do? And these people got they got artillery like that. What you want the police to do? I wouldn't go the fuck over to the park either. I mean, what? I'm being honest. What do you want them to do?
What do you want them to do? Man, it's the same as in school, like you said.
Right.
Why do you keep calling, man? We did not have officers in our school growing up.
We didn't at all.
Why do coaches and teachers keep calling officers to deal with undisciplined children?
Undisciplined children.
Don't take me there with the cell phones at when I have to snatch one of them out the chair.
Right.
I don't want to say that police officer didn't have to do that.
Didn't have to do it. Don't put them in that position.
That's right.
And that's my whole thing.
Man.
But my thing is, either you can't have cell phones or you can. Don't let some of them have them, and don't let some of them keep them. You see what I'm saying? So that's where the problem come in. Either the school they're gonna force the rule or be laxed on everybody.
Yeah, man. That's what it is, over. That's the thing about it, man. We have gotten so, and we go along with these new rules, man.
Yeah.
We done lost comments.
We have.
You can't take that child's phone. How are they gonna call home? They're gonna use the school phone.
Right. That's what we use. Then we use the school phone. Hell, we had a pay phone in the hallway.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to figure out how is so privileged. Now we're so privileged till we can't take the phone away from them.
Yes, exactly.
You can't. He got to have his phone. Why is his phone got to be in his hand? Well, put it away. Can he put it in his pocket? He got to have it in his hand. So my thing is, when he's taking tests, he can't have his phone. He abide by that. But during a regular class period, he's able to have his phone. What's the difference?
Makes no sense.
It makes no sense. They got 5 minutes, 3 minutes to get to class. In them 3 minutes, you need to make that phone call quick as you can. Stand outside the door and go on in the classroom, put the phone away. But ain't no way you should be making TikToks and Snapchats and recording the teacher in the classroom on the phone. You shouldn't. It shouldn't be done.
In order for us to get our city back, man, in order for us to get our city back for everybody to be safe, first of all, I mean, we can't have people that are trying to do right, going to work and everything, trying to buy it. We can't have them being victims or scared to go enjoy it.
And that's my whole thing. That's my whole thing.
That's why people come visit Memphis.
Right.
But Memphis should not feel like prisoners in our home. I'm gonna tell you right now, my wife and I, man, we go to work, we come home. If we get out, we get back in before the sun go down.
That's what I'm saying, and it's hard. You got nice cars. You scared to drive your car because it's gonna get broke into or somebody's trying to take it from you. It's so sad that we have to put ourselves in situations, or you even don't even know you're putting yourself in the situation because you want to go and have dinner. You can't go have dinner because you might come out and your car gone. It's sad, you know, that we have to.
Perfect example what you just said. All right, you remember when they did I think the ice skate?
Yes.
My family and I wanted to go, but we were already told if you have your weapon secured on you, they were checking with the wand. If you got your weapon, you're not allowed to take it.
Right.
Inside with you. So what I supposed to do now? Take it back to my car and come back. My window broken and my gun gone. Now
right.
Gun on the street.
Right.
See, I disagree with that right there. If you're a responsible gun owner, you should take your gun anyway.
Right.
But you know that's not happening.
That's not happening. And that's what. And my thing is, the people know that you're not able to take them in certain places, and they're gonna go through the cars and look for them.
That's right.
And that's my whole thing. And even now, you know, you sit up and that's another thing. You know, how can you allow teachers? Now he couldn't fight the little boy, but you're gonna allow him to take a gun into the school. I'm trying to see what's the difference in how you gonna give me a gun, but I can't knock the shit out of him. I can shoot him though.
Good idea, man.
I can shoot him, but I can't knock the shit out of him. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to put my hand around it. Are we setting people up? Or are we trying to?
But now that's another thing that we had talked about a long time ago. Right now we're actually talking about having the National Guard come to the city. We felt like they should have had the National Guard. The states can use their National Guard anywhere they want to. Why you don't have the National Guard in the school? Give the National Guards in the school if you want to stop this school shooting. Don't give the teachers weapons. Man.
Yeah, I don't understand. You done took the Bible out of school, but you're going to put a gun in there.
Put a gun in school.
You took the paddling out of school, but you're going to put a gun in the school. I don't get it yet. I ain't got it yet. I'm trying to see that you're going to put a teacher. You're going to put a teacher with a gun and they might go to the restroom. There's untrained, unpaid, and overworked, and probably get overwhelmed and pull his weapon out on somebody because he got threatened. And I'm trying to see how that's gonna work. But y'all think they think that's a good idea. I don't get it. I still ain't got it. But they can't spank you. You can't spank a child, but you can shoot them. I'm trying to figure out how that works.
Boy, hey, that was a beautiful point you just made right there, big dog.
Yeah.
We can't spank a child, but you can. You so right.
That's what you telling me.
That's what you telling me.
You can't spank them, but you can shoot them.
That's right.
So how that work? And so then your parent come, he didn't have to kill my child. Okay, yeah, he couldn't hit him. He couldn't hit him. He couldn't hit him. He couldn't hit him. Right. So how that work? I'm asking the question, y'all. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you gotta explain that too, because people will get upset. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm opposing the question. I'm trying to figure out how does that work? How is that okay? How is it okay for me to carry my weapon into a school and I can't chastise your child? I can't even say nothing wrong to your child. I could lose my job. It's words I can say to him. I can't even call him a punk. I can't call him gay. I can't call him. You can't call him nothing without you going to labor because you didn't say this to him. But I'm able to carry a gun and put a gun on him. Possibly use the gun on the student. I'm trying to figure it out right today.
It seemed like America just gave up on all good
ideas. It just gave up. I never heard of such. I'm trying. My thing is if that's the case, you need security. Just keep driving around the school to make sure ain't nobody coming. My thing is, why the hell you gonna put guns in the school to people that the kid might take from the teacher?
That's right.
Now, what if they get a wrestling to get the gun? You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, it's the same with carrying guns in the street today. A lot of people talking about carrying guns now. You are responsible for that gun. Like the guy that was at the counter, and that kid snatched his gun out of his pocket. That's he was responsible for that gun now. Whatever the kid do, that's on him. That's on him.
That's it. Well, it's 8 o'clock. We done made it to the end.
All right, brother.
So I'll talk to you later. I thank y'all for tuning in tonight.
Good night, Rick.
All right, have a good night. All right. Good night for now. Tune in next week. Same time. Be right here.